Hey everybody, thank you so much for tuning in once again. My name is Joanna M. Cameron. I'm a mental health therapist and a life coach, and I'm bringing you mental health tips and life coaching tools that are going to help you navigate through your everyday life. I've been gone, I know, for a little while now. It's been about 3 weeks. And plain and simple, I had COVID. Yes, it got me. So COVID-19 found its way into my body, and everything I did to try to prevent it, try to protect myself from getting COVID, I couldn't avoid it. So it actually got Dorian and I both. So we're not really sure who gave it to who. Symptoms kind of started around the same time. I had a cough went away, then he got a cough and a fever. Then after that, I got a cough and a fever and all this other stuff. So COVID is not something that you actually want to experience. I can definitely vouch for that. But what did I learn during my time in COVID? I'm going to tell you. So before we get started, make sure that you subscribe, like, and share the video. And make sure you go back and watch all of my other videos. I am really gonna be taking a shift here, and so it's kind of like COVID was right on time in a sense. It gave me the opportunity to lay low and really kind of process things in my head and take some time to identify just exactly what direction I want to go, not only with my YouTube channel, but just in my life in general. And, I've mentioned, that sometimes that's just necessary to kind of reset and, rewind and get your mind right and kind of change your perspective and mindset on some things. And COVID actually forced me into a position to make the time to do that. I've just been home for 3 weeks and I've not worked. I've really not left the house until just here a couple days ago. Just wanted to make sure that it was completely out of my system and, just make sure that I wasn't putting anybody else in any harm's way, not knowing if it was completely gone from my body. During that time, I suffered from fever, like 9 days straight. I had a fever and I had a horrible cough. And then after that, probably around day 4 or 5, I lost my taste. No, not my taste. I lost my sense of smell. And that's when I was like, okay, even though I knew it was positive, even though I knew that my results were going to come back positive, just kind of based on the fact that Dorian's test was positive, that solidified it for me. Once I couldn't smell anything, and I've never experienced that before, like not even with a cold. Even with a cold, you might get a stuffy nose, but you just don't lose the entire sense of smell. And once that happened, I hadn't even gotten my test results yet, but I knew it was a done deal. And so I basically just laid around a lot. I drank probably every liquid that I could get my hands on, like broth. I drank water. I drank orange juice. I drank tea. I was just trying to keep myself hydrated. And I was just so thankful. And that's one of the things I really want to point out. It's like, even when you go through what you identify as possibly the toughest thing that you might be able to experience, or the toughest thing that may have presented itself to you, you can still find things to be thankful for. And I was just so thankful that I had not lost my sense of taste. And anybody that knows me knows that I live to eat. I'm like a big foodie, and food is like my life. It's like my favorite pastime. I love to go to new restaurants. I love to try new cuisine. And had I lost my sense of taste, I probably would have felt like it could potentially have been the end for me. But thank God I only lost my sense of smell. And I mean, if you have to lose one of your senses, that one's actually not a bad one to lose. But you do start to realize you can't smell if something's bad, or if if it's going bad, or if something smells good, like my candles. I didn't even bother lighting my candles. I have one lit now, but prior to that, I didn't even bother lighting a candle because I could not smell my candles. But I was just so thankful that I could still taste food, and that's important to me. So, I was really thankful for that. I was thankful that my symptoms weren't worse than what they were. Like I said, I had a horrible cough. I had a fever for 9 days, but I was thankful that it never got above 102. I was thankful that I actually could still take deep breaths. Like I was walking around going, just to make sure that my lungs were still functioning properly. And I was just so thankful that, for that my lungs were still functioning. I could still take deep breaths, and that, I could still taste food. I was thankful that I woke up every morning, like literally I would, sleep and wake up the next day, and I was like, okay, I'm still here, so I was thankful for that. And, and I know, I'm being lighthearted about it, but I'm being so truthful. It's like so many people just did not survive COVID. And I could have easily been in that number. And I just had so much gratitude that that wasn't my story. And then on top of that, I was thankful that it gave me the time to rest my body and to relax and to really just do nothing and not feel like I had to do something. I didn't feel like I had to make a video. I didn't feel like I had to get up to go to work. I didn't feel like I had to go to a grocery store. Like I just couldn't. So it didn't even matter. And, my energy was super low even after the other symptoms started to fade away. Literally, I'm just now getting my energy level back. And that's something that I actually missed. It kind of like took away who I was as a person. It took away my personality. I had no drive. I had no desire. And it was kind of like I felt zombified. Literally. Like I felt like I was just like walking around in this fog and this daze. And I couldn't focus or really think. But I was forcing myself to write in my gratitude journals. I was forcing myself to write in my book of manifestations. And again, for me, that was like a really good opportunity. So now I have all these, new ideas, these more clear, focused thoughts and visions of the direction that, I'm ready to manifest my life into. And so that's like my big word now, like manifestation. I even actually manifested my healing with COVID, because it was just like I got to a point to where I'd given into it for so long, and I was just, allowing it to run its course. I wasn't really taking fever reducers. I was just kind of naturally trying to let my body recoup from the situation. But by day 9, when I was so tired of just being sick and feverish. That's like the worst feeling ever, when you just, you can't break that fever. And I went into the shower and I just kind of cried it out. And, it just was like, this is enough. I'm done. This is enough. This is going away. It's got to go. And I turned on Donnie McClurkin's Stand. And I laid in my bed, and the part where it says you've prayed and you've cried and you prayed and you cried, and after you've done all you can, what do? You just stand. And that's where I was. I was like, I've done it all. I've taken the natural herbs and the remedies and the ginger, the tea, the broths, the vitamin C, the zinc, everything I could think of. I've done it all. And every single day I was waking up with a fever, and I was just like, this is it. I'm done. Me and Donnie, we about to have it out so that we can break this fever together. And so I sang the song, I laid in the bed, and literally that night my fever broke. It was gone. And what I really want you to understand in that, not saying it was necessarily the song, but it was just the fact that I just said, this is it. Enough is enough. I'm done. And I made a conscious decision within myself that my healing was coming that day. And for whatever reason, I didn't do it on day 5 or day 4 or day 3. I don't know. But it was just like, I'd gotten to the point to where I was ready for it to go, and I knew it was time, and I knew it was leaving. And so in life, sometimes, you just have to get to the point to where you're just like, all right, it's time for a change. It's going to be a change, and you have to believe in that change. And that's what I did. I just believed. I just really just 100%, without any doubt in my mind, in my body, in my spirit, in my soul, believed. And that was like, like a reckoning for me. I know that, I have to believe in what I ask for and what I put out there. But that day, it was just like, it was like a reminder for me that when I 100% believe in my spirit, in my soul, that something is going to happen, that something is going to be done, it always gets done. It always happens. It always works out. And so, maybe COVID for me was that big reminder to bring me back to this point of stop wasting time and just skip, the middleman, and skip all the delays and waiting for things to work out, and not just saying, okay, this is it. This is how it's going to work. This is what I want. And that's what I've been asking for. I've just been asking for clear vision and manifestation of the things that I've put out there, things that I want. And now I'm so much more clear. I'm so much more clear on what I'm ready to manifest in my life. And I have no fear, I have no worry, I have no doubt. It was like so many different things, kept occurring or whatever, kept happening. It's like, issues with family, issues with my health otherwise, had to go get a mammogram, and then it's like, I'm constantly having to go back to get these rechecks for these mammograms. And every time but this time that I went back, I had always had this worry in the back of my mind, like, okay, I know it's gonna be cancer. I know this lump or this mass that I have is gonna be cancerous, and then I start to visualize my entire my funeral and taking care of my kids and making sure all that's in place. But this time when I went, which was just a few days ago, was just like I was so much more at peace. It was just like, it's not cancer. I'm fine. It was just like, I just knew. I felt so much more settled. And, so it's like when you go through something major and it just kind of shifts your whole mindset and puts your thoughts into perspective as to believing and knowing, that was the reminder that I needed. I mean, COVID for me worked out in my favor in the fact that, number one, I'm still here. But then, like I said, it gave me the opportunity to get my thoughts back in order, get me back to a place of where I'm used to being, where I was accustomed to being, and where I know that I'm like this super manifester. It's like things that I want, everything I want in my life, I've had. And so if I don't have it, it's because I didn't put it out there to the point of wanting it enough to go for it, and not even go for it with effort, just go for it enough with my belief. Simple as that. And that's what I'm about to do. That's what's about to shift in my life, and you all are going to be around to witness that. And I feel 100% confident in it. Some things are going to be different in my life, some things that I start to participate in, some goals that I set for my life, and directions that I start to move in. Things are going to be different, and I'm excited about it. So I am grateful for COVID lessons learned. I'm grateful that I am like an amazing manifester. And manifestations are going to just happen in my life. They are going to flow. They are going to produce, and I'm ready for it. I'm here for it. So if you've ever gone through, or if you're going through anything tough in your life, always look for the positives in it. Like, don't even give it a second thought to focus on what's so bad about it. Even when you're going through it, even when I was laying there and I felt miserable, I was still writing in my journal, still writing in my gratitude journal every day. I was still writing in my book of manifestations, and I was still believing. And, I was watching Hallmark movies. I was, doing whatever. I was just doing whatever I wanted to do, and it felt good. I wasn't worried, about, long-term effects of COVID. I wasn't worried about, if I was never going to recover, or how long it was going to take. When I got to a point that I felt like enough is enough, and it was enough, it was done. It was gone. And I'm better now. Still sound a little bit nasal, but I'll take it. I can breathe. I can taste. I can smell again, and my smell came back. And another thing that it took away from me is I don't drink as much as I used to. Not that I was an alcoholic or anything, or running around here having drinks every day, but I just lost my taste for it. I lost my craving for it, or just the desire to even just have a drink. I made a drink, and it was just like, it didn't taste as good as it used to. So I didn't even really finish the drink. And it is what it is. And that's one of the things that, maybe I needed for my clear vision, for my clear focus, is to clear my body. I actually had a smoothie today. It had kale in it, and ginger and avocado. And so I might be making a healthy shift. Who knows? That wasn't my life before. It was like, give me all the gunk, all the stuff, all the things that are bad for me. And hey, maybe that's part of my clear vision, my clear focus, is to become more healthy. And it's just working out that maybe COVID helped me move along in that direction. So anyway, I want you to subscribe. I want you to like. I want you to share. But above all, because I want you to be a better you, I want you to understand that when you go through something, it's going to be okay, as long as you believe it. Get to the point that you just say, you know what, this thing is getting ready to work out in my favor. Things are going to be so much better on the back end than they are currently in the situation I'm dealing with, and focus all your energy on that. And that's what I just kept knowing. I know, and I knew that on the back end of COVID, things were going to be so much better for me. I feel like my skin is clearer. I drank, like I said, so many good liquids, all the water I was drinking, the alkaline water, and all the vitamins that I was putting into my body. I feel like I've been kind of rejuvenated. So I don't know. I'm happy. I'm thankful. Got me some good antibodies built up from having COVID now, and I'm just gonna keep on going. So I will be putting more videos out weekly. I'm getting back on a schedule, and just look for some good stuff to come from me. I'm excited. So I'm excited for you to join me. All right, so leave me some comments below if you feel like you've gone through something and your lessons learned in it were amazing, or if you struggled with it. It's never too late. Even if you're hung up on something you went through before, focus on something positive that came from that, and just think about that. Don't even think about the situation in and of itself, because if you stay stuck on the actual situation and live in that situation, it may keep you from moving past it. Find the good in it. There's good in every single thing that we experience, even COVID. If you are fortunate enough and blessed enough to make it through and continue to live life after COVID, like I said, because I know a lot of people did not get that opportunity, but if you are, then find the good thing in it. Find the good thing in every situation that you've made it to the other side of, and even in the midst of it. find the good. All right, I'm Joanne M. Cameron, and don't forget, subscribe, like, and share, and I will see you again, same place next week. Bye for now.